Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we will be adding this gorgeous handle to our bag. Yay! This is part 3 of our stash busting bag, okay? And that is our handle. How cute is that handle? Now, I did buy lining for the bag, which I advertised on vlog number 13, our giveaway vlog. By the way, it's still going, guys. You have till Sunday to enter, so don't forget about that. But for the moment, today we are doing our gorgeous handle to the bag. I know, it's so cute. I like this bag very much. It's one of my favorites of our series, our stash busting series. Now, the lining we are not attaching because, not in this tutorial, because yours truly bought the wrong color, as you can see. The color I was supposed to buy was that blue right there. So I actually bought that one, which I don't like. When you put it in the bag, it's quite noticeable. So I would rather have that blue, and I'll go back to the shops on the weekend and I will buy that blue. In the meantime, we are going to add this bag today. You will need to have your crochet hook, your scissors, and yes, you will need that darning needle. We did quite a lot of weaving in of ends. You don't see me do them, I just show you where they are, and I think I weave in one end or something with you, or maybe not. I can't even remember now because it was such a big tutorial. So I'm going to not talk anymore. I'm going to let you go ahead and do this bag, not the bag, the handle to the bag. By the way, if you do want to do the actual bag itself, I will pop a link to the playlist that the whole bag is in a description box down below, and you can do the bag and come back to us and then do the handles with us. And we are now attaching our handles. So without further ado, let's attach our handles. Alright guys, so as you can see, yours truly will be playing a little bit of yarn chicken here with the light blue, and in reference to this very, very light colour itself, because that's your light blue right there, this one here, we ran out of it completely. All I had left was about, I don't know, a thread this long, and I think I ended up throwing that out anyway. So now what we're going to do, guys, is yours truly, and this is probably the first time I'm doing this, I'm going to wing it. Today we're going to wing it because I want to make sure I have enough yarn, which I don't know if I do. You will need to have your 4.5mm hook that you started off with to make the bag. You will need your scissors, yes guys, you will need that pesky sewing, darning, weaving needle, whatever you want to call it. There you go. You will need that at the end because we have to weave in those ends. We are going to start, I don't know which one's heavier than which, I should have just weighed them before I started. It doesn't matter, we're going to start with one. And we are going to, and like I said guys, I am going to wing this today. If you are new to the channel, I don't usually wing this, but I'm trying today, just this once. If you're new to the channel, firstly, welcome. If you haven't made the other pieces to the bag, all the other parts to the bag, you can actually go back to the links in the description box down below. I've put a link to the whole playlist, so click on the playlist link and start from the very, very top of the playlist and work your way all the way down until you get to this part here. It's not that much. I believe this is part 3 of the tutorial. So we're going to get started. For this tutorial, you will need to know how to do chains, your double crochet cluster sets, which is 3 double crochets together. I will explain that during the tutorial anyway. You'll also need to know how to slip stitch, and you'll need to know how to do the very, very beginning, which is a quick slip knot, yarn over once, yarn over twice, pass that back one over halfway, hold it there, pass the one over the back, all the way over, pop your hook on and give it a tug. Okay, we are going to chain up 100 stitches. This is true. Yarn over hook, pull the loop through once and twice and 3 times. Nice little close up so you can see, and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now go ahead, chain up your 100 stitches and I will meet you up in a moment. All right, here we are at the end of the row, Now, don't stress if you don't have exactly 100, because I'm going to show you a little tip at the end of the row anyway. So if you don't end up with the same amount of cluster sets that I do, it doesn't matter. One cluster set more, one cluster set less is not going to be a very big issue, okay? And I'll explain how to fix that up at the end. All right, so I got to the end of my chains, and that's what I have left. So let's pray that I make it towards the end of the row in one piece. Okay, so now you are going to skip 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to put one double crochet only in that chain. All right. Again, if you're not sure how to do these stitches, go ahead, have a practice and come back to us. Then you are going to skip another 3 chain. That's 1, let's see, there's a bit small now. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 right there. And in that 3rd chain, you are going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. You're going to do the same. Skip 1, 2, and 3, and then put, well, you're skipping 2, sorry, and you're putting 3 double clusters. Oh, I'm messing this up. You're skipping 2 and you're putting 3 double crochets in the 3rd chain. Okay, now I've got it. Skip 1, 2, and 3. And you put your 3 double crochets in there. All right, so what I would like you to do, and so it saves you from watching me move out of frame every 5 seconds, just continue along the row, putting 3 double crochets in every 3rd chain. 3 double crochets in the 3rd chain, 3 double crochets in the 3rd, and so on until you don't get to the very end, until you get to the last 3 or 4 chains, and wait for me there. All right, so here we are towards the end of the row. Yours truly has just played yarn chicken. Let's show you a little bit here. And I lost. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get to the last 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, and just pop 2 double crochets in there only. All right. Now, there is, just when I do this one here first, got to get this in. I'm not winning. There. And I'm just going to cast off mine. You don't have to if you don't want to, because you should have probably 1 and 2 chains left there. Don't stress. I'm going to show you a tip on what you do then. What you should actually have is 3 of the 3. Try 10 or 30, sorry. I think it's 30. 30 of these clusters here. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. And then you've got 2 double crochets at the end and 1 double crochet and 1 chain on the other end. The way, again, we tell the right side and the wrong side, remember the V's are facing us. If you've seen this in my previous tutorials, when you're looking at your work, these top V's right here, they look like V's, they're facing you. And if you're facing it the wrong way, the V's are kind of pointing that way. All right, so what you want to do is you want to have your V's facing you. So initially where you should start with your next color is right at the beginning of that row that we did our first chains and double crochet. So where there's no thread, that's where you start. All right, now you start at the top of the chain, you pop your hook in, that is double crochet for that one there. So what you've got to do is pop your hook in that very 3rd chain. Now what you need to do is grab your very next color. I'll use a navy blue. Okay, you use whatever color you like, guys. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use the navy blue. Okay, so all you need to do with this part here is pop your thread over the hook, pull a loop through that chain, hold it there, and then get your little tail end, pass it over the front so that we can lock it into place chain up 3, 1, 2 and 3. We might do a double crochet right in the same space just to go over that thread, and we're going to weave it in anyway. So now you're going to jump into that very first space and you are going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Then you're going to go into the next and do 3 double crochets in the next. Pretty basic, huh guys? Okay. And 3 double crochets in the next, and then I'll show you where we're up to, and then you can go away and do the rest of the row, and then we'll meet up. Okay, so there's what you're up to so far. All right, so go ahead, put your 3 double crochets in every space you come to until you get to that very last space there. Put your 3 double crochets in it and I'll meet you up. I am at the end of the row here. I still need to put my next cluster set in there. 1, whoops, 2 and 3. Okay, now all you need to do is see that not the top of there, but the top of this chain right here, which is quite tight because we've made our chain there. You're going to put a double crochet right at the very top, right there. Just 1 double crochet right there. Pull up a loop. Just have a look at what you've done. Oh, I think I'll bring that out a little bit. That's better. And that's all you've done. You've just put all, let's move everything out the way so I don't blur, all your double crochets, cluster sets. Okay. There you go. Good-o, yeah? So that's that. Let's bring it back up again. Pop our hook back in there because yours truly forgot to finish off. Okay. All right, so you finished off that last double crochet right there. All you're going to do is pull a loop through, lift it up, give it a cut, and that's it for that colour there. Now, you're going to stay the way you've been going. See how we started our navy blue right there before? There was no thread here and we started there. This is where you're going to start your next colour. Now I'm using the red, okay? So all you need to do, again like you did before, find the top of the chain right there, which is quite tricky for me because I crochet very tightly. Just grab your loop and pull your loop through there. All right, get your little tail end, pop it over, chain up 3, 1, 2 and 3, and now we're putting that extra double crochet just there. It's just to fill in that space and go over that chain so that we can lock it into place. Now we are going to jump into that next space. It doesn't matter about how you do this part here because it's going to be covered over in the light blue later. 2 and 3. So initially all you're doing is exactly the same thing for this row. So go right ahead like so. Finish it all the way till you get to the end. When you get to the end, this space right here, just put your double crochet set in there and your cluster set there, and I'll meet you up. Alrighty guys, we are at the end of this row. Now yours truly is thinking that this band is not going to be thick enough. I've decided to add the orange just for fun. Sorry guys, it means you have to do another row. You don't have to. If you want to stop there, that's fine, and just meet us up at the end of the orange row. But yours truly, firstly, is going to put another cluster set in there, is going to do another row. I don't think it's going to be wide enough, and I'd like to have a nice wide band, because if your band is too thin, it kind of pulls and tugs. We're going to put 1 double crochet in that tight stitch right there. Oh my gosh, it certainly is tight. There we go. All right. Now, in that first row, I only put 1 double crochet. Okay. It would have been better off with 2, but again, don't stress because the navy blue is going to go over it and it doesn't matter. Okay. If you want to put 2, you can. I'm not going to bother. We're just going to pull the loop through and give it a cut. And that's the end of your red colour. Now, if you want to add another colour, you can. Yours truly is going to add another colour off air, okay? And I'm going to meet you back at the end of my orange colour. And then we will start with the very, very next part of our handle. And that's the best part because that's the getting close to attaching it to the bag part. But in the meantime, I'm going to go off and do a colour, one row of orange, and I'll meet you back at the end of the row. Here I am at the end of my orange row. I'm going to do the 3 double crochets in that space right there. I'm not going to cast off my thread. If you've already cast off your thread and pulled the loop through and you've knotted it and whatever else, it doesn't matter. But I'm not going to. Because what I want to do now, before I do anything, I want to fix this bit here. In fact, you know what? We won't do that very last double crochet. I wanted to show you something. Right at the very beginning, how we ended up with these extra stitches here. You probably could have gone 1, 2, and there might have been a third one in a, oops, sorry, I'll do that over here. 1, 2, and there might have been a third one in here for you to have put another cluster set. Maybe. If we did our count wrong, which I probably did, and it doesn't matter, again, it's a forgiving pattern or a giving pattern, whatever you want to call the word, all we're going to do is take this knot undone. In fact, I find it easier to do it with my nails rather than with a pin, with a needle, sorry. So we're going to take this undone. Just be wary when you do this part here, okay? Because this, you could end up taking your stitches undone here and you don't want that. So take it undone there. Okay. All right. I've got a really big knot there, but that's okay. We're going to take it undone. See that loop right there? We're going to pull it out of the loop. Okay. And we're going to pull the other one out of that loop there. So we're getting close. I think I've pulled out already 2 chains, which means I could have probably put a third one in there. If I pull that now, that'll tighten up. But I don't want to tighten it up yet because I still have another loop to come out. Right there. Now I'm going to tighten it. Right there. Okay? So that's done. With your weaving needle or your sewing needle, all you're going to do is you are going to thread it. And then you're just going to weave it in. Anywhere you like, just split the yarn like we've been doing at the bottom. Okay, pull that through there, split it there. Doesn't matter how you do it, you're just going to weave it in because we are going to crochet over that, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, weave it back the other way. When you go one way, it's best to go through the other way as well. And as you notice, I'm actually splitting the yarn, I'm not just weaving. Okay. Alright, so what I want you to do off air, you don't want to watch me doing this thing, what I want you to do is go ahead and sew in or weave in all your ends before we start the very next row, except of course your very last one, which is your orange, or whatever colour you used. I used the orange. Weave in all these ends and I'll meet you up in a moment. Alright, so here we are with all our ends woven in except for that very last end, and you're probably thinking, uh-oh, it looks like we're crooked, but we're not. That is done on purpose, okay? And so is the other side, also done on purpose. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm always out of frame. Sorry, guys. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and then you've got your 33. Okay, 33 plus you're going to have a stitch at the end, the 2 stitches at the end. All right, now you're going to put a double crochet in that very last tight stitch right there. Don't finish it, leave it there. Grab your very next color, which will be the final color you used for your bag. All right, it's like a border row, but it's not exactly a border row because this is like a second last row for the border. Okay, you're going to pop your blue or whatever colour you used over the hook, pulled it through. We need to hold the tail ends at the back we need to chain up 1 and 2, sorry, 2 chains. Then, see that last stitch we did? We are going to put a half double crochet, yarn over hook, pop it in that space right there. Okay, around the post. Half double crochet 1, half double crochet 2, around, oops, I've just pulled the loop through. Half double crochet 2 around that post. All right, then you're going to jump into the red, half double crochet 2 in the red. And you're just going over the post. You're not actually going through any stitches. Half double crochet in the blue, the navy blue, 1 and 2. Half double crochet in the light blue, 1 and 2. And you're at the corner, okay? So what I want you to do at the corner is you put a half double crochet in the bottom stitch. Might be a little bit tight because that's what we used to weave in our ends before. So you're doing 1 half double crochet in there. It's not as tight as mine. There. Chain 1 and then a half double crochet in the same space. And hopefully you can get it through that tight stitching right there. All right, so now you've actually did your turn in the corner. You are going to put a half double crochet in and over that chain, those chains there, the bottom chains, and another half double crochet. Then you're going to put a half double crochet in that cluster set chain space thingy right there. I don't know what you want to call it. Okay, and then a half double in your space. I'm sorry, 2 half doubles in your space, and then a half double in that chain thingy. And then 2 half doubles in that space there. Actually, before you go on, pull up a loop and cut that orange now, because that's just the thing that's pulling all over the place, isn't it? All right, so we did 2 half doubles in the space, 1 in the above the cluster set, 1 and 2 in this space, and then 1 above that cluster set, and then 2 in this space, and then 1 above the cluster set, and then 2 in the next. Pretty basic, huh? 1 in the next, 2 in the next, and so on. Just get to the end of this row here, and just before you get to the corner, do 2 in there and wait for me there. We have got to the end of this row right here. And I still need to put 2 half double crochets in there, 1 and 2. Now we're at that little corner end right there. What we're going to do is, because we still need to put a double crochet in that like chain space thingy, we're going to put 1 double crochet there, 1 half double crochet there, chain 1, and then put another half double crochet in there. So you've actually made your turn there. Now you're going to put 2 half doubles in there. 1, 2. 2 half doubles in your blue. 1, oops, 2, I'm out of frame, sorry guys. 2 in your red. 1, 2, and 2 in your orange. 1 and 2. All right, now you are at the corner of your orange. You are going to put 1 up the top there, 1, chain 1, and then you're going to put your second one in there. So you're actually forming your corner there, all right? So here we are. Now I noticed when I got round the corner that yours truly forgot a double crochet in there. See how there's 3 there and there's only 2 in there? I'm not worried, okay? I'm not worried at all. It doesn't matter. It won't be that much lopsided because we've got it on an angle anyway. So I'm just going to put a half double crochet in your stitch, that your first stitch you come to. Half in the next, and so on, and so forth. And oops, don't split the stitch like I just did. Until you get to the end of this side. I know I keep calling it rows, but it's actually not rows, guys, they're sides. I'm just going to stop for a minute so I can show you what we're doing. Okay, there, you are putting a half double in every stitch you come to, and the stitch is that space right there. Space, 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 space. All right, all the way till you get to the end of that orange row right there, or maybe the second last stitch, and I'll meet you there. All right, so we have completed this side all the way across. Now we are going to finish off the row here by putting half double crochets to the very, very last double crochet right there. Now remember, we have only one half double crochet in that stitch there. You now have to put another double crochet in that stitch right there, chain one, and slip stitch to the top of that chain, or whatever that is, that top of the chain right there. All right, so you've closed up your row. Now this is the best bit, guys. You're going to chain one, single crochet in that same stitch that we just made, hold it there, we've turned. We are going to do single crochet in the next, and not all the way across, just across this side here. Single crochet there. You don't even have to worry about counting, guys, because this is the best bit. You'll have to count in about another 5 rows or another 6 rows, I'll tell you in a minute. There's one row. Now we're getting to that corner bit right there, so do another single crochet there. Corner, you're just putting it not in the stitch, you're just putting it in the whole corner right there, and hold it there for a second. Chain one, and then turn your work, single crochet in the top of that stitch you just did, and single crochet across. Alright, now I'll explain to you in a minute what we're doing. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and single crochet in the top of that very first stitch we did. There's another stitch right there, that corner stitch there. Okay, that's better. So what you've done is you have done one side, turned, done the other side. Now that's all you're going to keep doing. Chain one, turn, single crochet in the same stitch there, single crochet in your next, and in your next. So what I want you to do is continue that for another 5 rows. Okay, again, this doesn't have to be straight and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to be on an angle because we are going to crochet it onto the bag on an angle, and I'll show you exactly where when we're ready. When we are done, it's going to go in there. So it's going to go like that. All right, there's your buttons. All right, your handle will go in there and it will be stitched on, oh, I can't get it right now, smaller part in there and the longer part there, and it'll go like that on an angle on purpose to go over your shoulders. That's already there, and that goes over. Okay, it doesn't look right yet. It will look right when we do put it on the bag. Okay, but in the meantime, what I would like for you to do, if I can get this mess that I've just made untangled, continue for another 5 rows. Meet me back and we'll do some measuring. Okay. All right, so here we are 5 rows up. We did 2 rows before and we did another 5 rows, so we should have about 7 rows. Alrighty, so we got to the end of our 5th row, and let's bring that up and let's get rid of all this background. There you go. We did 2 rows first, and then we did 5 more rows, and it's roughly about 7. Again, the count doesn't make a difference, because what does make a difference is how long you want your handle to be. Now I measured, for me, from my waist because that's where I want the bag to drop, just at my waist, right? All the way up to the top of my shoulder. And it measures roughly around 50 something. So I calculated that I would need 100 centimeters or 39 inches if you are working in inches for the whole handle. So what we'll do is we'll just measure it from the tip all the way through to however long you want your handle to be. All right, it'll curve a little bit, don't panic, just curve with it. Mine is actually 81 centimeters, which is 32 inches. We want it to be 39, so we want it to be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches more. Do another 10 rows of this. Let's do 7 rows. Let's not do 10. We'll do 7 and I'll meet you up. All right, guys, I did my extra 7 rows, but guess what? I need you to do another 5 more rows. So go ahead and do your 5 more rows and I'll meet you up. All right, so roughly you have done, let me get a nice little close up here. Oh, too close. Sorry, guys. Roughly you've done, we did 7 and then we did 5 and 5. That's 17, and then we did 2 before. It's about 19. So you've roughly done 19. And what you need to do now is you need to attach that one piece right there to one side of your bag. Pretty cool, huh? So that's what we're up to. It'll go like something like that. Don't stress yet. We are going to attach that in a minute. But what I want you to do is to make sure your measurement was right. Now, the whole piece for me, and that's going to be measured from my waist all the way around the top of my shoulder to the back of my lower back. So the bag can sit on my hip. Now, what you need to do for you, you need to check that the measurement is right for you. Now, mine was worked out to be 100 centimeters all the way from my waist round to the back. Okay, you need to see if that's the same for you. I have a short torso, so you may need 105 centimeters or 110, depending on you. I would give yourself 105 because I have a short torso. So you probably need to do another, I don't know, 4 more rows, 5 more rows. And then meet me up and we will attach our bag. Okay? If you are 5 foot nothing like me, then this is a perfect size for you. We're going to go ahead and do the other side of our bag very shortly, but we are going to attach this to the bag, which will take no more than 2 minutes. All right? So go ahead and finish off your rows. Otherwise, stick around and we will attach the first part to our bag. Okay. So here we have the bag, okay, so we're going to start attaching to the bag now. So your bag is there, your buttons are facing you, okay, that means your right side is facing you, okay. Now grab your handle, and what you need to do is have the right side facing you for a minute, wherever the right side is. The V's are facing you, that's the right side. Hold it, there's your right side, right. What you want to do is have both right sides facing. So that's your right side and that's your right side. So we're going to turn that way. All right, got it? Now, if your row has ended up over here, just do another row. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly straight by one row. You can give and take. This is a very giving stitch here. So you can give and take one row. It doesn't matter, all right? Because the back is different than the front and it's hardly noticeable. But mine ends up on just the right side, right? When I say ends up, if yours is over here, you can't go that way. You have to start on the other side, all right? So in the meantime, I calculated across here as 10 stitches. I counted it all up, there's 10 stitches. Again, if you've got 11 or 12, it doesn't matter, all right? So you've got your 10 stitches there. Get the middle of your bag right there. If you've got 10 stitches, you count from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, okay? If you've got 11 stitches, you still count 5. If you've got 12, count 6. All right? I hope that makes sense. Chain, then pop your hook in that stitch, pull the loop through, and do a normal single crochet like that. Then you're going to go back in the stitch like so, pop it into your next stitch corresponding, and you're going to do a single crochet like so. And you're going to do the same for the next, and for the I'm trying to find that next stitch now. Corresponding stitch is there. You'll find that the other side is rather loose. See, these stitches are really tight because they're single crochet. The other side, I believe, is half double. No, it actually is. Yeah, it's half double. All right, that's why it's a bit loose than this side. So back in that stitch again, the next stitch, and then your next stitch, and then in the next, and in the opposite stitch. I'll get a close up so you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm close enough. In that first stitch, and in the next stitch, like so. So initially you're just doing single crochet. So when you fold it over, it's just flat, all right? In there, and in there, like so. In the next stitch, and the next stitch, like so. And the next stitch, and we're getting there. Next stitch, like so. And I think we have one more stitch to go right there on that corner stitch, nice and tight. And then the other stitch right there, which is loose, and there. So what you're going to do is you are going to cast off. Pull a loop through, cut it. Worry about weaving that end later. That, my dears, is the first side of your bag, right there. This is facing us. This is our front, 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 front. Whoops. Front, 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 front. Okay. Now, you are going to reattach your thread to the corner of your, let's see if there's another corner right there. That's the corner right there. That's it here. So you are going to attach your thread, or reattach it, I should say. Now we are working off our handle whilst it's on the bag. So it may come across as a little bit blurry. It might be an idea to push your bag all the way over there, and you can work on the handle like this. Well, I do, because it comes across blurry when things are in the background. Okay, so now you're just going to chain one, single crochet in the same space, and pop your thread there if you like, and then single crochet in every space you see, whoops, all the way across. And again, if one side has 11 stitches and one side has 10, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 12, okay? That's what I like about this pattern. It's very forgiving, or giving, or whatever word you want to use there. Mind you, it is better to have the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to leave it there because I'd rather have the same. So we are chaining up one, and then we're going to turn, and then we're going to do exactly what we did with the other row. We're going to do with this row, the other side. We're going to do with this side, and I believe we put roughly 19 to 20 rows, roughly, and then that's how much I did. And then you go away and add your extra rows for your length, okay? If you want it the same length as mine, then just do the 19 to 20 rows, and we'll meet you back up at the end of that row. The end of the 19th row, actually. Chain one and turn. Okay, super easy, this part. Best part is it's nearing the very, very end of our tutorial, and that is the best part, guys. because once we attach it, we just have to do a row of single crochet all the way across just to keep it snug in place. So just do as many as you can, 19 or 20 rows. Again, if it's a little bit less or if it's a little bit more, it doesn't matter, and I will catch you up at the end of those 20 or so rows. All right, so we have completed that first one. Then we came around and we did all our 19 or 20 rows of our next side. Now, attaching this side is a little bit tricky. You mess it up and you've got it the wrong way around. So what you do, the best way to do this is to see how that works right there. That's your right side. Keep it going nice and straight. So your right side is there. Now yours truly, I believe, have done one extra row and I shouldn't have, because what we want to do is, with the right side, it's got to be facing the bag, yes? So you turn it over, face the bag. Make sure, it's hard to show you in the screen, we'll do it this way. Because now that the bag is really big, it's really, really hard to show you. Okay? There. I hope that works better. Okay? Like that. And like that. All right? So, you want it to go like that. You have to face it downwards and work across the other side now. So what I've done is, I'm going to turn the bag around. I'm trying to make it as easy for you as possible. I'm hoping this is working. So you turn your bag around. Now remember what we said before? 5 stitches, count 5 stitches that way and 5 stitches the other way. Well, my thread's on this side. That's going to be difficult. So I'm going to pull this row undone. Get a nice close up so you can see what I mean. I'm going to pull the row undone like so. Oops, I've pulled out the last stitch too. We don't want to do that. All right, so pop your hook in that stitch right there. I'm just going to do that last chain because I pulled it out. So the bag is still facing me. That's still facing the bag. So you're going to count backwards, like from there. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop your hook in there. Pull a loop through. And do a quick single crochet. Then get to the other side, that first stitch, right there. Pop your hook in there. Pop it to the corresponding stitch. And single crochet. I'm hoping this is helping you. So another look. Pop it in the next stitch. Pop it in the corresponding stitch. And single crochet. Same again. And oops. And again. Oops. There we go. I'm pulling threads from all over the place now, guys. And single crochet. There. And there. Single crochet. There. Now this stitch here is very, very tight, guys. So I'm going to pop my hook in there. And hopefully, it's not going to work for me. Hopefully it works. There we go. Through there. And single crochet. Very tight, dearie me. There, go into your next corresponding stitch. Pull the loop through. Single crochet. Bag's getting very fiddly now, isn't it, guys? There. Corresponding stitch. Single crochet. I keep going out of frame. My apologies, guys. But you've done this before from the opposite side, so you shouldn't have. You shouldn't know. You should know. Hello, wake up, Mary. You should know exactly what you're doing. Last stitch there. Last corresponding stitch. And single crochet. We're just going to pull up that loop for a minute. blow it out. And we're going to make sure before we continue that yours truly has not made a mistake. Okay, I believe it's okay, but hey, you know, better check. Doesn't hurt to check. Okay, so there you go. Perfect. All right, that is perfect. So now what we're going to do, this is the best bit, guys, the very, very end bit. No, so now what you do is you cast off and you're done with that side there. All right, now we're going to have one last row to do, and that is to get the bag that's facing you, the part that's facing you, the right side, pop your hook in just before your row. There's your row. I'll give you a nice close-up so you can see it. There's your row that you just sewed together. I want you to pop it maybe a stitch or 2 stitches before. And the first stitch you're going to do is going to be like a slip stitch. So it's not even going to be a chain. It's just going to pull that through. Pass your stitch over, pass your thread over. Chain 1. And you're going to slip stitch into that very first stitch right there. Then I'm working over my tail end. You don't have to. Find a space and do a single crochet in it. All right. Another space, single crochet. That thread's probably too confusing. We'll put it at the back. There. Now all this is doing, it's giving it a neat border, but it's also locking that band. It also locked the band when we just attached it just now. It locked it all into place. I thought this was going to be more difficult to do these stitches on the side, but it's working out quite well. So I'll tell you what you do when you get to here. Some of mine might be a bit tight because I did weave in some of my ends before I started this row. Okay, now you're here. You put a single crochet in every half double that we did before, all the way around until you get to your next side of your half double there, and meet me up. Okay, so you're not going all the way, you're just going up to that next half double, the end of that last half double. Here we are at the end of this side. Whoops, out of frame there again. Okay, single crochet in that last stitch, and then you just jump straight into the very next stitch right there. The first space you come to, single crocheting all the way down this row. Too easy, yeah? I know. We're almost at the end of this project, guys. We do need to line the bag. Okay, so don't forget, guys, to join me with part 4 of the series to line the bag. I would have lined it today. As I mentioned in the promo, I bought the wrong lining, and I would like to go out on the weekend and get another lining for it. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this series, and don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you can receive further tutorials in your inbox. Don't forget to share. The sharing is good to show everybody else your bag as well. Now we're getting to this corner bit here now. Just be wary. We're going to do a normal single crochet over the stitch, and then we're just going to slip stitch into that last one. We're going to cast off. A few ends you're going to need to weave in, guys, at the end. You still have one more side to go. So if you have a look at your side, how neat it makes it look. Look at both sides of it. That might help you see the difference between how neat it looks. See, that's the side we just did. Nice and neat. And this is the bubbled side. So we're going to do that side now, the other side. Now, to do the other side, you turn the bag the wrong way around, or the back is facing you. Not there, but over here. All right, let's get a nice close-up so you can see. Okay, the stitch before it. That's the main stitch there. So that's the stitch just before the main stitch, and that's the one before that. You know, so it's got a bit of a gap here. We're best to put it in that one even before it, just to keep that gap, to close the gap up a little bit. It just, what it does is it reinforces it so your handle won't snap in the future. Okay, so you're popping your thread over like we did before, chain 1, slip stitch in there, next stitch, and then single crochet in the next one. Whoops, there we go. Single crochet in your next one, right there, single crochet over all thicknesses that you see, and now we're into our single crochet rows. Very simple, 1 in each stitch. Oh, we're on the home stretch, guys. We're on the home stretch. This is the final side. Yay. And then all you have to do, yes, guys, I hate to have to admit it, you have to weave in those pesky ends. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to disappoint you. But they've got to be done, don't they? They have to be done. Okay. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram. And if there are any items you would like to purchase, please visit my Etsy and my madeit.com.au stores. Those links will be in the description box down below. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to pop into our half double crochets there now. All right, what I want you to do, put a single crochet in each stitch until you get to the end of this half double crochet row, or side I should say, and just wait for me there. All right, we are at the end of this side here. We've got one more single crochet to go in that last half double there. Jump into your single crochets. Lots of threads everywhere now. We're going to have to weave in them all. I know. It's a part of it all, isn't it, guys? But look at you. You guys have just finished another project. A bag that we've been working on since last October, I think. It's just that yours truly forgot to put the bag together. Got all the pieces ready and I forgot to, well, I put it together. I just forgot to upload the edited tutorial the first time. So that was uploaded a few weeks back now, and now we're just finishing it off with the handle. And the next time I see you will be for washing and blocking of a blanket, or for crocheting our border row on the mandala. And then next week we will add the lining to our bag. So we're at the bottom there. There's a little bit of tight thread there. We're going to crochet over it like that. We're going to crochet into the very next space you see. Single crochet into that large gap like we did on the other side, and then slip stitch into the very next space, pull up a loop, and guess what, guys? That's it. Woohoo! Cut your thread. I'll just blow that out a bit so you can see. Oh, that's the back now. We want to see the front. All right. There you go. Your handles are now on. Let's close up your bag. We won't put the whole thing on. We'll just do a couple of the buttons there. It's probably not even going to be on the right spot either. A little bit crooked, doesn't matter. I just wanted to show you what it's like. All done with the handles. Oh, it's so hard to see it. I've done a close-up of it in the promo anyway, but there you go. There's your handles to your bag. Now join me on vlog number 14, where I will show you the bag in full, how it's worn, and I will also discuss how we're going to be lining our bag next week. Don't forget, guys, to weave in all these loose ends. I know it's going to take a little while, but you'll do it. And join me at vlog number 14, where we will be discussing how we're going to be lining our bag, our next step. You've been watching Mary. This is Wow Crochet. Don't forget to click like and share and all that jazz, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now.